A long and grueling campaign reaches its climax today. Election Day 2020 has finally arrived. As is tradition, the first ballots were cast just after midnight in the New Hampshire town of Dixville Notch. Over 97 million Americans voted prior to today. That's a record for early voting, and it's almost 2/3 of the total number of ballots in 2016. It's unclear if we'll know the winner tonight, as some states could take days to count all of the ballots. Uncertainty sparked by a court ruling late last week fueled a surge in early voting across Minnesota. Voters lined up yesterday at polling stations across the state to ensure that their ballots will be counted no matter what happens on the legal front. Minnesota Secretary of State Steve Simon says more than 1.7 million Minnesotans had voted by Monday morning. That's 58% of the total who voted in 2016. He says he won't be surprised if the state breaks its modern turnout record of nearly 79% in 2004. We'll be following some high-profile races for you in today's general election. Of course, the main event is the race for president. But here in the Valley, we're also going to be keeping a close eye on the race for North Dakota governor between incumbent Doug Burgum and Dr. Shelley Lenz. Minnesota U.S. Representative Colin Peterson is trying to keep his seat representing the 7th District. Michelle Fischbach, his challenger. And Tina Smith and challenger Jason Lewis are facing off for a Minnesota U.S. Senate seat. Communities across the country are bracing for demonstrations in the wake of these elections. Businesses from New York to Beverly Hills have boarded up their windows in anticipation of possible unrest. Cities like Boston and Chicago are deploying extra police officers to help keep the peace. In the nation's capital, a temporary fence has been erected around the White House while 250 members of the National Guard were placed on standby. 4:33 already. I can feel it's going to be a gorgeous day. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green. I fell in love with yesterday's high temperatures, and today sounds like it's going to be even nicer.
We're looking at some warmer weather today for more of us in the valley, and it's starting off that way. We are really mild this morning, some of us well into the mid-40s, which is pretty close to our average high for this time of year. We are into the 41-degree range in Fargo, 36 in Grand Forks, so there are places into the 30s. Check out Sisseton. 51 degrees right now, and so is Jamestown. So it is very mild here to begin our Tuesday morning. So a good start if you want those warmer temperatures to hang on. And I think a lot of us, we know what's coming, so might as well enjoy some nicer weather here before it really starts to settle in here this week. We're looking at the best of that weather to start off November. Our winds are fairly light. There is one spot, Jamestown, where we have a gust to 28. We're seeing wind speeds anywhere from about 5 to 20 miles per hour in a lot of spots. And, you know, today we may see more of those gusts from time to time, but overall it shouldn't be too strong. And your radar and satellite map looking quiet. We've got clouds way north of us. Otherwise, we're looking at some clear skies and quiet conditions to start off your Tuesday morning. Now, we do need to talk about what's going on down in the tropics again. This storm rapidly intensified yesterday from a category 1 when we were talking about it around this time to a category 5. It's currently a category 4. This is Hurricane Eta. This is the current satellite loop, the center of circulation just off the Nicaraguan coast there in the Caribbean. And here's a look at the latest on this storm. It currently has maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour. Of course, a life-threatening storm surge, and the rain is going to be devastating with this storm for Central America, unfortunately. So this is another big one, still in hurricane season, setting records here yet again today. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour planner in the valley. We're looking at conditions that are going to be pleasant to start for this time of year. You'll still need that jacket. But as we head into the noon hour, temperatures will be climbing. We'll be in the 50s to some low 60s. And then heading into the afternoon, notice those temperatures climbing. We'll get back into those 60s, especially in eastern North Dakota and in the southern valley. And those of us over to Minnesota have a decent shot at getting there too. Just mild and warm and pleasant. A good day here throughout the valley. The weather should not interfere with with your plans to head to the polls today. Heading into this evening, we'll see conditions that are still pretty mild, especially even after the sun sets. We'll still have temperatures into the 40s. And then overnight, we'll watch those numbers start to slide a bit, but not too badly. We'll end up into the low 30s to some low 40s to start off your Wednesday with dry conditions. So this is going to be another one of those dry days and pleasant weather coming up here for today, and maybe another beautiful sunrise in store for us. I think so. This was in Blanchard yesterday. Thanks, Linda, for sharing such a pretty shot where we started off our week this week, and we'll start off our day today with more sunshine. So for Election Day, temperatures are looking pretty good, and we're going to end up warming up as we head into the week. We'll see temperatures approaching 70 here as we head into the week. So it's just going to be warm and mild. If you didn't get a chance to get out yesterday, you've got a few days here. Take advantage of it while you can. And then things do change coming up for the weekend. We have a chance for some mixed precipitation on Sunday and wind associated with that system. And then we're cooling down heading into next week.
Okay. 70 on Friday. I heard people talking about going back to the lake. That's maybe a good idea even. Thank you, Lisa.
Love it.
Fargo police are trying to find an attempted murder suspect considered armed and dangerous. Call 911 or text 847-411 if you see this man. Take a look at your TV right now. 23-year-old Nathaniel Benton. Police believe he is armed and poses a threat to public safety. Do not approach him if you see him. Sunday morning around 2:30 in the morning, a man called police saying he thought he had been shot. Medical personnel found him and spotted bullet fragments in his head. The Cass County State's Attorney's Office has issued a warrant for Benton's arrest for attempted murder. Several people from Fargo have been arrested on federal robbery charges. 20-year-old Harley Haugen and 21-year-old Jordan Kraft have been indicted for conspiracy to commit robbery and robbery. The indictment alleges from May through June of 2019. The two posted advertisements on Skip the Games, which promotes prostitution. The defendants sought to take advantage of customers they believed would be unwilling to go to law enforcement if they were robbed. Check out videos that woke up many people on social media Sunday morning, showing downtown bars packed with unmasked partygoers. After 4 straight days of more than 1,100 daily COVID-19 cases. Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney says he has since spoken to the owners of the bars involved and says things like this won't happen again. He says the city attorney's office is looking into consequences for local businesses. They could face charges for violating Cass County's orange risk level rules.
There could be a fine involved. There could be a temporary shutdown of the business for a while. You just have to look at the different options we would have. And so we will research that and see.
Mayor Mahoney says the new rules could go into effect as early as the next commission meeting on November 16th. People Against Face Masks delivered their message, but the city of Grand Forks is sticking with its mandate. Just 1 week into the move, aimed at slowing the spread of COVID-19, protesters gathered outside City Hall yesterday. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly has their story, as well as from city leaders.
Rules off my face.
Children, business owners, and students gathered outside Grand Forks City Hall, armed with their voices and signs challenging the Grand Forks mask mandate.
I really want people to have the freedom to wear a mask or not wear a mask. I think it should be a personal decision and not a decision from the people higher up in the government.
Chanting facts, not fear, and show me the science. These people want the mask mandate removed.
There's no science to illustrate that wearing a random cloth mask on your face is going to stop COVID, a common cold, influenza, any kind of bacterial or viral infection.
The mask mandate was put into place October 26th with no penalty to those who don't comply. It asks people to wear masks or risk being removed from businesses.
We want to let people know that they can breathe fresh air and not be afraid of this thing.
Some of the protesters then addressed city leaders directly at the commission meeting, all refusing to mask up. City leaders are not budging, saying masks do work and the community is benefiting from the new policy.
I mean, it's hard to quantify. We'd have to do further study on that, but I think we're seeing a lot more compliance with the resolution that was passed a week ago today, and hopefully that continues and we can see numbers start to curtail.
The mayor cited national studies showing continued support for their current mask policy. In Grand Forks, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Members of the Midwest Public Health Coalition say they will continue to picket until a change is made. The Benadryl challenge on TikTok. Doctors say kids are overdosing on the meds on purpose, and it's killing some of them. We have the details straight ahead.